Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason, and we are playing The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Last time, we finally found the unicorn horn, which is needed, which we needed to bring back to... Come on, Jason, remember Medora Durrani, I think it was? I think that was her name. Let's go ahead and take a look. Medora, yes. The former court sorceress of Daggerfall has sent me Shedungant. Oh, she sent me the whole dungeon. Wasn't that nice of her? In the Hrothgarian Mountains. Shedungant is home to Nulfaga, mother of Lascendis. There I must retrieve the horn of the great unicorn. If Nulfaga is unable to help, I must search her castle, Shedungant, for the horn myself. I have 118 days to return to Durrani Tower. So that was what turned us the fifth of first seed. What is the current date now? It is the 13th of first seed. I think we did that well underneath the, we'll say 118 days. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and rest until fully healed. And then we're going to be able to use our teleport spell to get back to the entrance. So let's go ahead and use, where is it? Where is it? It's spelled backwards, right? It's Tropolit. Looking for Tropolit. There we go. We're going to use Tropolit to bring us back to the entrance. Yeah! Alright, before we go ahead and leave, in case I miss something or I need something, I'm going to go ahead and save as iffy, because I'm iffy about this decision. And let's go ahead and head out the door. Do I want to access my wagon and stay in Shedungant? You know, I could have done this a lot earlier, but no, we're going to just leave. Your eyes suddenly sting. You notice there's something acid. Alright, so we are outside of Shedungant. And where are we on the world map? We are up here in the Hrothgarian Mountains. Specifically, where? I don't know. Busy. Find. Oh, no, not find. I meant I'm at. I'm at where? I'm somewhere? Here? It's not really showing me where I'm at. Oh, okay, there we go. I've got to hit the arrow. There we go. We're all the way over here. Now, I'm going to zoom in on this area here I'm at. Darn it. Okay, so it's this purple thing. There we go, Shedungant. Is there a town nearby? There's homes. Wait, did everything go? Okay, there we go. Oh, that sucks. When you're trying to sort by things, if you're turning off homes and stuff, it'll actually move you back over. So I can't, like, shut off things. Oh, it's so stupid. Anyways, temples, let's turn that off as well, because I want to know of a town, because I do still have the lycanthropy curse, right? So I'm going to need to feed. So I say we travel to Longwell. We're going to do so recklessly. Actually, let's do cautiously by on foot. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to head on over to Longwell, and we're going to need to feed soon. Now, because we traveled cautiously, what time is it? It's 6:10 in the morning, so it's fairly early. There are people out. I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to feed. Where's lycanthropy? There it is. Rar, I am a lycanthrope. I am going to eat your face. I have ated your face. Thank you for your delicious meal of face. And with that, I'm going to sort of run away and then transform back into myself when I'm no longer in line of sight, which I'm pretty sure is not a mechanic in this game, but, you know, out of habit, I do it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn back to normal. And we'll have to go ahead and re-equip our stuff. Now, since we're in a town, I'm going to go ahead and see what local stores they may have here, so that I can go ahead and, you know, sell some crap, because I've got a lot of stuff I need to sell and identify, although it is a fairly small place. So I just need to find out if they have a local mages guild. So this here is we'll say a tavern. I could probably go in there, or an inn rather, whatever. Tavern/inn. I could probably go there and sell some of my things, but a general store would probably work as well. I want to know what guild it is. I'm pretty sure, judging by the appearance of this, actually, I'm not sure anymore. At first I was going to say it looks like a mage's guild, but I could be wrong. I'm hoping it's a mage's guild so I can get some stuff identified. But if it's not, then, well, I can't get stuff identified, and I'll have to go elsewhere. That does look like a temple. That is a temple. We're going to go ahead and use the eyeball so that we can get it marked on our map. All right, so I don't think temples can identify things, can they? I'll double check. I'm pretty sure you can't. Door. It should be right by the sign. There we go. Okay, I need to, wait, this is not even my temple. They're not gonna offer me any services. What am I doing? What am I doing? Jason, you're being a dumb. Yes, I know I'm being a dumb. Longwell Gear. All right, is this like a gear store? I think it's a gear store. It's a general store. Let's go and see if we can unload any of our crap. I don't think we can, because most of the crap I want to get rid of is not the kind of crap that you can just unload at a general store, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and save the game before we do anything. Working 19. I think that sounds like a decent title. So, Guy, how's it going? I would like to sell some things. I would repair things, but I don't think I'll ever be coming back here, so I don't want to leave my valuables here. We have an almost new dwarven. I think I dropped my broken stuff, right? Yeah. I kind of want to hang on to those, but let's see. Is there anything I can sell? That's a lot of magical items. I don't want to sell those. There was what? Mysticism, the War of Bethany. Now, I can't remember if this is the same author. A bad hair man informed me that some books you have the same book written by multiple authors. So what I might do, because I don't even remember what the original War of Bethany sounded like, I might go ahead and sell the Mysticism book, but then hang on to the War of Bethany, and I'll read it at the end. If it happens to be the same book, I'm sorry, but like I said, we'll leave it to the end. That way, you know, it's not going to bother you or anything. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that book. Make sure that it's Mysticism. Is there anything else I don't necessarily need under clothing and miscellaneous? Does not appear to be so. So all I can really offload here is the book. So 617 gold. That's cool. I'm cool with that amount of gold. That's cool. I would have liked to be able to identify and get rid of some of my other items, particularly. Actually, you know what I can do? I can go to my wagon. Let's just drop some stuff in our wagon here. Let's drop these Daedra hearts. We don't need those there. Clothing and miscellaneous. I'm going to keep the book for now. Yeah, I'm going to just sort of quickly go through this. I'm pretty sure that was it. I don't think there's a whole lot of extra things. Most of, I think, the weight is probably gold, to be very honest. And I'm still clicking down, even though the arrow is red and not green, which tells me I'm at the bottom of my list. Good job, Jason. You're a smart. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else here. Oh, this here, I can't use that, so let's put that in the wagon for the time being. Okay, that's cool. And that brings my total encumbrance down to only 145 out of 50. Dang, I must have a lot of money on me. Let me see, gold, 25 grand. Yeah, that's probably pretty heavy. So, we've done pretty much what we can do in this town. There's not a whole lot of stuff. We don't have a local mages guild. We do need to make our way back to Durrani Tower. So what I'm going to do, we'll start traveling back towards where Durrani Tower is. If I remember correctly, Durrani Tower was over here in the Isle of Balfira. Am I right? Was it here? Durrani Tower. Yeah. So this is our ultimate goal. That's where we are headed. Can I zoom out a bit? Okay, there we go. So we're up here in the Rothgarian Mountains. If we can maybe find a location over here, another town, maybe a fairly large town, that would be ideal. Like maybe Greywick. Actually, that looks like it might be a big place. I think the way it works is the darker they are, the smaller they are, and I think the Greywick looks like it might be a larger settlement. Or it might be the other way around. I can't remember. So if I head to Greywick, they might have a mages guild or some other stores that I can go ahead to use to sell things. And we can make this our next stop where I'll go ahead and feed, and then I can move on to the next location and sort of leapfrog my way over to Durrani Tower. So let's go to Greywick. It's going to take me 9 days. Yeah, and I'll be ready to feed by that point. Don't want to take too long though, Jason, because you still have the time. I've got, what, 118 days since I started, and I didn't even use up 100 of them up in that dungeon. I will make it just fine. Just chill, Jason. Just chill. All right, we're going to head to travel to Greywick. I want to arrive during the day so I can transform and eat people. All right, cool. Let's go lycanthropy. Rawr! I am a lycanthrope, and I ate you. And now I need to run into the town while the guards chase me. Oh. You would like that, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, I have no intention of halting for you, so I'll see you later. I'm pretty far away. Let's Oh, I can really move if I use my jump. Look at this. Boing, 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 boing. I gotta time it just right. I had that. Wait, I'm out in the open. Let me try something. No, okay. It does look like oh, no, they didn't. I'm doing it. Look. Okay, so you gotta have your timing kind of right. So they didn't patch out the attack jump bug. Look at this. Look at that. I was doing it. I gotta get my timing right. Anyways, wonder. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm levitating my way up with attacks. Okay, sorry. If you don't know what I was doing last time, I talked about a glitch that I was told about by Derek on the. I remember seeing him do it back in the day, but he reminded me of it back on the Blue Screen podcast in our third episode when I was talking about the Elder Scrolls Shadow Key. So if you're interested in hearing about Shadow Key for the Nokia N-Gage, you can go ahead and check out, we'll say, the podcast there. Sorry, there was a bit of a plug there, but I know some people who like the Elder Scrolls. They want to hear about the different installments, and since I can't capture the footage from the N-Gage, I decided to go ahead and just talk about it on my audio-only podcast. So if that's something that interests you, then you can go ahead and check that out. I might put a link or a card up on the screen, something. Anyways, we are in town. We've gotten past the guards, so let's go ahead and find some stores and see what kind of places are around. Hey people, how's it going? I could totally be pickpocketing you, but I'm not going to because right now I'm sort of laying low. I think I'll probably try to pickpocket them on my way out of town. So before I leave town, I'll be like, all right, time for me to steal some things. And I totally went the wrong way. What was I thinking? All right, so resident, the Adventures Public Library. And it just turned to nighttime. Okay. So I guess because of how close I was or something? No, it just made me arrive at night. Okay. Or in the evening, rather. So I'm in the Adventurers Public Library. How is it going, buddy? I want to talk to buddy. Okay, so I can't sell anything to him. I can talk to him, though, so he might be a wealth of information. Or not. Could go either way, I suppose. I suppose being a library, I can just sort of read these books. They're not necessarily books I can buy. It's not a bookstore, but it's a great place for you to read maybe something for the end of your episode, Jason. That's what I might do. If I don't have a book, I'll just stop at the library. But like I said, for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and read the War of Bettany that I have, because there's a possibility that it's a different author. Vintage Physics. Physics? Yes, physics. How's it going, guy? I have no idea what you sell here. Or, yeah. What do you sell? Oh, some gem thingy-mabobs. And that's about it. I'm not selling... I'm wondering, is it possible to... You know what? It probably is possible to sell the unicorn horn. Alright, science, people. Science. What's the selling price on this unicorn horn? Just curious. 200 gold, really? Really? I could go ahead and sell that? Please make sure it's still in your inventory, Kate. It's still in my inventory. Don't want to screw anything up there. Hey, how's it going, guy? Yes? No, nothing. I was just kidding. Just, never mind. I was never here. So yeah, it looks like they sell little things. Alchemy type ingredients and the like, but nothing really that interests us. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a cut and I'm gonna go ahead and look around at the various shops and see if I can find one that we'll say suits my needs. Actually, I need to find a Magus Guild, that might be it off to the right, but I doubt it because I think that shape is actually closer to the Temple of Kinnereth. Okay, that's perfect, actually. We're gonna go into the temple and see I get a bit of a reminder of what kind of services they offer. And then after that, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some, we'll say, housekeeping, as it were. We'll go ahead and just see if I can, we'll say, offload some stuff, identify some stuff like that. You despise my kind, okay. And then I will be back once I've done all that. I do gotta say, though, this is actually a different, we'll say, wall texture. I don't remember seeing this one before. I kind of like the interior of this, yeah, I like the interior of this temple. And the music, oh yes, I've been so, it's been so long since I've actually had some music. Okay, this is a weird looking thing. How are you doing? Well met, stranger. Okay, and you're Daedra summoning, and you're okay. Cool. You guys continue doing what you're doing. Sorry, I should have knocked first. All right, I think that's it. And you're just probably well met, stranger. Well, he seems polite. Cool. There doesn't appear to be any services here, and I said I was going to make a cut, so I'm going to do that. I'll be back. All right, it looks like I'm out of luck. There really isn't anything here. No Mages Guild. There's a Fighters Guild over to the west side of the town, but nothing really here. So I'm going to go ahead and continue my journey. It doesn't look like I'm going to really be able to offload any of my stuff until I maybe get back to like Sentinel, where I can go back to my, we'll say, my local bank. That's a little bit unfortunate because, the banks are sort of split up by region, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go ahead and, from the Rothgarian Mountains, we're going to go ahead and travel to, close to Durrani Tower. Maybe over here first. We're going to go in Singbury. How long is that going to take me? Travel time 11 days. That should be actually just under what I need. 4 days. Yeah, there we go. If I get there in, we'll say 4 days, I'm not going to be turning, I'm not going to be transforming into a werewolf, for one thing, and there might be some stuff there. So let's go ahead and travel off to Singbury. We're off. My jumping skill has improved. It's probably from all that jumping I was doing earlier. Now, since we've entered a new town, a very small one. Dang, okay, let me see, what kind of places do we have? I'm wondering if I should just eat someone now or later, because Lord Gondeval's Provisions is a general store. I don't need one of those. Yeah, and there doesn't appear to be any guild presence in this town either, so I'm just gonna go ahead and check the other building, which I believe is another general store. Yes, it is. Alright, screw it. We're heading off to Durrani Tower. We're gonna go ahead and save this as working 19, and we're gonna go ahead and just travel off to Durrani Tower so we can go talk to Medora. Off we go. It's going to take us another day to get there. And off we go. Dry bones are littered everywhere. A wolf howls and something something. Now, I just remembered, it does not save your, we'll say dungeon progress, right? When you return to a dungeon. So we're going to go ahead and save this as dungeon 5. We're going to save before we even enter the dungeon, and we're going to go ahead and enter. So now we're back inside Durrani Tower. Yep, all the monsters are back. Oh, you're that scared me. I forgot that if you turn off to your left, they're right there. Okay, and we look at the map and nothing's been explored. I don't remember how to get back to her. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. All right, before we continue on, let's go ahead and anchor ourselves to the entrance using Tropolet. Where's Tropolet? Tropolet. We are now anchored to this spot. And we're going to go ahead and continue with working 19. Alright, so I need to find my way over to... dang, that is loud. Oh, man, I got to redo the dungeon. I don't remember how to get to her. Alright, I'm not sure. Well, you know, I'll play through a bit of it, and if ultimately you guys feel like you don't need to see me go through this dungeon again, you can let me know and I'll just sort of cut it out. If you guys do want to see me continue this dungeon by the end of the episode, then just let me know, and then I'll actually go ahead and re-explore everything because I don't remember anything. And it's not like it's not like I've got good landmarks to necessarily say, oh yeah, I'll go here or here or here, because everything looks the same. You know, with the exception of this opening room. This opening room is really cool, but all right. Now to kill these vampires, we're going to go ahead and use a sneaky peeky like, so that I can... Whoa, that's right, supernatural things can see me. All right, so I'll just... Oh, I'm stuck against them. Okay, that's cool. I guess I didn't really need to use sneaky peeky like at all. Trapdoor? No. Okay. We're gonna be... Lock has nothing to fear from you. Steal mode. It does not unlock. Okay, let's just bust down the door and let's keep moving. I'm invisible right now, so we're just going to be moving around, invisified. Oh, holy crap, seriously, unlock your doors, people! Like... It's like, seriously, Medora, you were expecting me, right? You knew I was coming. You couldn't have just, like, disabled the defenses or something. It's just been like, oh, yeah, that... Okay. I think I got turned around a little bit, but that's cool. I'll go ahead and steal some money. I guess we're going to be filling our pockets up with more money again. That just tends to be what we do. Moving from room to room and going as quickly as possible before Sneaky Peeky like disables. Oh, hello, Wraith. Guess what? My Tanto's broken, but that's okay because I kicked you to death. Or at least it looked like it. All right, weapons and armor. So our Tanto is broken. We're gonna need to get that repaired. I'm thinking the Dwarven Wakizashi could probably, yeah, it'll do. All right, and our invisibility is about to wear off. Can I rest? I cannot rest. There are enemies nearby. There are enemies nearby. So I guess we're gonna have to go back to manual sneaking until I can maybe rest for like an hour to get a little bit more magic power back. There's an invisified guy right here, and successful backstab. Awesome. What have we got here? Leather gauntlets. I believe I already have some, right? Yes, I already have some leather gauntlets. I was really hoping that I could backstab him. Yeah, so I don't really need to be using mithril weapons in this dungeon anyways. I'm pretty sure that the enemies in this one are not going to be as lethal as the ones that we encountered in Shagidungand, which is such a funny word to say. So we're gonna creep our way down here. I really can't get over that. I gotta go back and play. I've got to go back and play Arena again because in my memory, I remember remembering the map for your dungeon. You know, when you return to a dungeon, it still had the information. Like if you explored an area and you left the dungeon, you came back, it still had it preserved. But you know what? I think I might be remembering wrong. Enemies like using shock. Before I attack anyone who looks like they might be a caster, I think I am from now on going to be making use of, we'll say, like shock resistance. Let's go ahead and use my healing evening gown to get myself a little bit of health back. And there's what, a wraith nearby? It sounds like it's probably a wraith. It's hard to say. It could be a skeleton, but I'm pretty sure it's a wraith. No, I'm completely wrong. It's a mummy. That's cool. Stealing some more money. You know, after this entire little sort of wing or this little branch of the main story or the main quest, I feel like I might be able to afford myself. I was going to say a spaceship. I can afford myself a spaceship. No, we're not playing Ultima. We're playing The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Oh, okay. You are going to be able to hurteth me. So what I could do? Let's go ahead and try it. Let's try. We'll say shock resistance and see how that works out for us. Where are you? Where are you? Resist frost, resist shock. Let's try this. There we go. They really like hitting you with those shock spells. All right, so I find most of the enemies, that tends to be their sort of bread and butter are shock spells. I've gotten hit very seldomly with at least going by sound. It sounds like they don't typically use stuff like fire spells on me or ice. They tend to really stick to the shock spells. So as we can clearly see, that is definitely worth getting. I think I might create a really nice long-lasting spell of resist shock because like I said, that tends to be the enemy's bread and butter when it comes to taking down Alexis. If they can't get their shock spells off, they're in trouble because, as you can see, you know, vampires don't even stand a chance. Anything physical cannot hit her. It's all magic. That's the only hope they have. What have we got here? A map. Let's go ahead and take the map. A finely drawn vellum reveals the secret location of ruins of Garum Hall, which you record. Excellent. I said that kind of funny. Excellent. Anyways. We're gonna go ahead and climb up these stairs. You know, for all I know, I'm going completely the wrong way. So let me take a look at my map. I'm just walking randomly across this entire place. Just, you know, she might be somewhere over here. I could go back and look at some, rewatch my previous videos and be like, oh, that's where she was, and then work my way over there. I might do that. But But ultimately, I need to know whether or not you guys want to see all of that, or if you're okay with... Well, yeah, because if I know exactly where I'm going, it might be a lot shorter. Next time, I probably... It's not going to be like I'm going to be raiding the entire dungeon, you know, as much as I seem to be implying this time, but... where are you at? Where are you at, spooky guy? You're behind the door, aren't you? Yep, there you are. And the Wraith just died. Excellent. Can I rest here? I don't hear any monsters, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and rest maybe for 3 hours. 3 hours, got a little bit of magic and stuff built back up, and we're gonna go ahead and end things here. We're gonna go ahead and read that book to end things off. If you want to see the rest of the dungeon, you want to see me manually go through it, like I said, I'll probably look up my previous video so I can remember where Medora is. So it shouldn't take as long as it did the first time through, but you know, if you want to see that whole journey, let me know. If you just want me to cut to when we get to Medora, just let me know that as well. Either way, we're done for this session. So if you're interested in the story, and we'll say in the book, you missed it the first time, or like I said, if it's a completely different book, which is quite possible, then you can just sort of leave now. I can't remember how I started this sentence. You want story? Stay. You don't want story? Go. I'll see you next time. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and read this book. The War of Bettany. Even if it is the same thing, apparently it'll be a good refresher. The history of the Iliac Bay, if told in its entirety, would horrify readers more than the most gruesome legend of the Underking. In comparison to the wars of the First and Second Era, our most recent appeal to arms, the War of Bettany, pales. The siege of Orsinium lasted from First Era 950 until First Era 980, so a 30-year war without a pause. 1,000 years later, the Thracian Plague, coupled with the War of Righteousness, slayed over half the Bettany. Over half the Bettany fascinates us. Wait, what? Okay, fascinates us, and not just because of its immediacy. Wait, what? 1,000 years later, that is a broken sentence. Literacy is not a big thing in the Iliac Bay, evidently. Ironically, Lord Mogref of Bettany was seeking peace when he asked for Daggerfall's protection on the Isle of Bettany. The island had long been independent, but as the piracy in the bay increased, Mogref truly realized Bettany's vulnerability. King Lysandas agreed to be Bettany's liege, on advice of many, including his archpriest of Kinnereth. Interesting. We were drawn to Kinnereth. Lord Vanek. While Bettany is a prosperous fishing island and well placed strategically, the vassalage of Bettany was primarily an act of charity. Lysandas knew that if someone did not help Bettany, it would fall to the pirates, if not to someone worse. Unfortunately, King Cameron of Sentinel did not agree, citing a 200-year-old contract, obliquely if not illegally written, to suggest that Bettany was a traditional holding of the Kingdom of Sentinel. Cameron declared war, the majority of his advisors, being warlords in a traditionally bellicose country, supported their king in this. The chief counselor, a woman called the Oracle, foresaw death and defeat in the war, but her wisdom was stifled, and she was banished from court. Cameron should have listened to her. A few scrimmages of the War of Bettany went to Sentinel, but the major battles were all won by Daggerfall. King Lysandas, his heir Prince Gothrid, and the general of the army Lord Bridwell were fine leaders and warriors as well, and the Battle of the Bluffs and the Siege of Craighold both went to Daggerfall. The war might have been won with one more victory, but for an unusual domestic incident in King Lysandas' court. The king's mother, the Dowager Queen Nulfaga, had been uneasy about the war since its beginning, but she now began to have visions of cataclysm. She saw the death of her beloved son should the war continue. Ebullient, whatever, by his success, King Lysandas refused to listen to her fears until Nulfaga left court. Lysandas then realized how certain she was about his impending death. He began to actively negotiate a peace treaty with Sentinel using the neutral lordship of Gradkeep as facilitator. The Treaty of Rake Gradkeep was never to be. King Cameron was initially civil, as the losing side of a war is often civil. But when he realized that the proposed treaty would have included a formal declaration that the kingdoms of Sentinel and Daggerfall would share Bettany, he flew into a rage. With no thought for the protocol of attacking a neutral, peaceable lordship, Cameron ordered his army to riot through Rake Gradkeep. First the halls of the palace, and then the streets of the capital ran red with blood. It was only with the support of the Daggerfall army that the chaos was brought under relative control. The Sentinel army fled to the Yeroth Burrowland, and the Daggerfall army chased them as far as the Ravenian forest before making camp. 1 week later, after each had a chance to send for reinforcements and plan their strategies, the armies met in the field that separated them. The flowering meadowland called Cranagain Field. In the heat of the clash, an unnatural fog spread over the field, blinding all combatants. When the mist finally lifted, King Lysandus' body was found, his throat pierced by an unmarked arrow. Daggerfall did not waste any time in mourning. Young Prince Gothried, who had shown great bravery in battle and was very popular among the troops, was crowned King of Daggerfall just behind the battle lines, and he ordered the army onward. Perhaps it was the sight of the brave young warrior turned king appearing on the battlefield in full regalia that inspired the Daggerfall army. Perhaps the battle would have turned regardless. Sentinel began to panic. King Gothried met King Cameron before the Red Guards had retreated, and the two monarchs fought. Both were excellent warriors, but Gothried was a more skillful swordsman, and Cameron fell that day. Lord Orisme of Sentinel formally surrendered to Daggerfall, giving up all rights to Bettany officially. He later committed suicide on the ship back to Sentinel. Peace was a difficult process for the cities and towns on both sides of the Iliac Bay. As part of the formal peace treaty, King Gothried asked for the hand of Princess Obki, only daughter of the late King Cameron and the Queen Regent Akarithi. The request was intended to restore friendship between the kingdoms, and it was partially successful, though many of the royal court of Sentinel viewed the princess as more of a prisoner of war than a bond to Daggerfall. The only surviving member of the ruling family of Rake Gradkeep was a sickly infant, so the councillors of state appealed to Lord Oberon Flight, a cousin of Lord Graddock, to rule the lordship and regency. Lord Flight accepted, and his strong, almost dictatorial style was just what Rake Gradkeep needed to restore order after the bloody Treaty of Rake Gradkeep. His subjects were grateful that when the infant heir died, they not only elevated his wife Doriana and him from regents to rulers, they agreed to rename the lordship in his honor. Rake Gradkeep became Anticlair, named after his ancestral home. The horrors of the War of Bettany still live on, even in Anticlair. Whether Daggerfall and Sentinel will be able to use the marriage of King Gothried and Princess Obki as a symbol of peace rather than discord is something that only the future can show. You know what, even if this is the exact same book I read earlier, I like that I've read it again because now that I've got a little bit more context, I'm a little bit more, we'll say, well-versed in the world of Daggerfall. I understood a lot more of that this time, and if it was a different book, then that's cool. I still like the perspective, and it was very relevant to what we've been doing, so that's actually really cool. So anyways, if you liked the video, you liked the content, and you would like to see more of it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comments section, and until next time, I would like to ask you all to game on.